Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity and a surprise creation design team haul. Now I'm going to start off with Nicole's designs, and what I do want to say is it's Tuesday and normally I would do a tutorial, but because I'm doing this I'm going to do a tutorial on Friday using one of my dies, so we'll get up to something on Friday instead. Right, so first up, Nicole has done a planner page, and you've got these lovely decorative elements here that could be used like pediments. So they could be like little shelves with things stacked on them, little bottles, jars, little cat or something like that could be placed on them. Or they could just be sort of decorative underlines for sentiments. Can also be tabs. So that is the planner page. Whoops-a-daisy, I think I've got some fluff on that. Let me get that off. I don't know what that is. Oops. Ooh, I don't know what that was. Must have come off my table from playing all weekend. Right, so the planner size, going from those top curves and bottom curves, is 8 inches. And then across we're going cut line to cut line at 5.5 inches to this point. And it comes with 2 sections. So you've got a layering piece that will go on the top, and then you've got these almost matching little frames that you can use so that you can cut apertures into the page if you want to, or you can make little shakers and stuff. And you've also got these page, I always forget what you call those, supporters. You know, you cut them out and it prevents your page from going wobbly. Yeah, somebody write it below, it's early. So that's the first one, and that is Nicole's design. Second up, Nicole's design again, and it's a really nice sort of like squared off decorative sort of like lozenge shape planner page, and you get a pair of scissors, you've got the date word, and you've got a note word, and these also come with a little background die so that you've got something to nestle those cut out letters back onto. So that's really pretty, and actually that would also make a great Halloween kind of planner page, because you can see tombstones there, can't you? I can see bats and things on there. So that's another great one, and I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same size. So top of arch, no, actually it's 8.25 inches. Let's measure this one. That one's 8 inches. And then across we have 5.25, just over. It's just under 5.5 actually. Let's measure this one. Yeah, same thing. So those are 2 planner pages, and those are Nicole's design. Right, next up, Nicole's design again, and it's a set of kitty cats. You've got every single cat you could ever need there, and some of them, I don't know, they may layer up on top of others, like that one might go on top of there, I'm not sure. And then that tail facing the other way might go with one of these. But you get all those, so they would go along slim lines. You can go vertical or horizontal. So those are the cats, and I'll measure the longest strip there, and that is 4.75 inches, and then the height, I think, is that kitty cat down to its tail is 2.5 inches. So those are Nicole's designs for this month. And next up we have Surprise Creation, and she's done mini slimlines, which are absolutely gorgeous. You've got your torn edge there, and you've got your smooth edge, and I really love that she does them in a double set, because of course you can keep them and use them as is, or you can just mix them around, like you can have a straight layer and a torn layer and then go back to a straight layer. So those are the mini slimline, and I will measure those in a second. And another set of mini slimlines, so you've got your in-out stitch and you've got your lovely wavy scallop edge. That's one of my favourites for using cute dies with, and that is 6 inches by 3 inches, cut line to cut line, and they are exactly the same size. So they are 6 inches by 3 inches. Right, next up, my designs, and the first one is, whoops, a cute little teddy bear, and it comes with a little bow, and it's a little bit retro in style. I'm really looking forward to doing this one, and the bow can go either, you know, sort of on the head, offset on the head for a little girly bear, or it can be like a little dicky bow for a little boy bear. And the size of that is 2.5 inches by, going in the cut line, 1 3/4 inches. Next up, I did a shaker coffee cup, or it could be a teacup or a hot chocolate cup, but I've done a couple of coffee beans there that will cut out and emboss. It's all stitched around, it's got the heart, and there's the base piece. So if you're turning this into a shaker, you would cut one of those in your foam and one of those in your fancy paper, and then you base whatever colour you want. Right, let's measure that. And of course make a very nice tag too. 2 3/4 inches by, let's have a look, just over 1.5 inches, because you can just put a loop through there and you could hang it on a bag. So also a tag. Next up, you have to excuse my throat today, I've done a 3-layered star, and that is a really fine delicate piece which will look absolutely gorgeous done in foils. So that will layer up and give you 3 different colours, and I'll measure that one, and I'm going spike to spike there, 2 3/4 inches. Next up is a kind of birthday wand star, but you can use the star independently. I didn't attach it to the wand, and this piece will cut out separately so that you can just layer it onto the base piece. So you can have that as a kind of Christmas type star, or you can use it on the wand section here, and it comes with lots of little curly strings and streamers that you can have coming off the star. So I will be making that one up as well, and it's 3 1/4 inches, and then the height of your wand stick is 3 1/4 inches. Next up, I've designed a wine bottle and grapes. You've got the bottle label there that hangs over the neck of the bottle, and you've also got a little tiny label. So that's kind of like, you can do your sentiment or the person's age or what have you. You can put, you know, you're a great vintage or something like that on there. Or it was a good year. So you can do all kinds of things like that with it. But this is a wine bottle that comes with grapes. And if you've got any cork paper, you can do a little bit of cork up there. So the size of that wine bottle is just over 4 1/4 inches. It's a fraction over. And as I said, I'll be doing my samples all this week. Next up is one that took me absolutely ages, and that is the full-size geranium flower. It is life-size, so you've got your leaves and you've got your 5 petals. Now you've got your 5 stars. In fact, I think I'll do this for the tutorial on Friday. And each of your petals will attach to a point on that star. So once you've done that and you've attached them all, then this one becomes your little stamen section, which will hide everything you've glued to this one, and that will pop down on top. And then of course your leaves, you'll be able to cut 2 at a time. Got lovely embossing in there. As I say, I completely hand drew this one, so it took me forever. But as I say, it's life size because I hand drew it. Right, 2 1/4 inches for the width on your leaf, and almost 2 1/4 inches on the height. Each petal is an inch, I believe. Yes, it is, and just over an inch on the width and a fraction under on the height. And you get to cut 5 out. So each time you run it through, you get to cut a whole flower with no messing around. So we'll do that one on Friday. Next up is my little fold over tag holder with a little sentiment piece here that you can write whatever on there. It can even be a bookmark, which is why I looped it so that you can put your twines and your stuff hanging off it. You've got separate flowers that pop up and out and a smaller one, and that's just really simple. Cuts out, folds over, you pop your lovely little flowers on there, and then if you want to triple it up, do a small one to lay out onto those, and they'll all fluff up three-dimensionally. Right, so I'm just going to measure the half section so you know what it is fully made up, and it's just over 2¼ inches wide, and then your height is 4¾ inches. So that's a lovely thing to go on a page, or to put a gift card in and hang on a bag, and then you've got this for your lovely little note or your pretty picture or whatever you cut out. Right, next up I did scenery, and these match into the size of Surprise Creations mini slimline. So if I grab this one, you'll see, I'll just pull this one off here. So your vertical size there, and it matches Surprise Creations slimline dies. Now if you're using my mini slimline, I actually made mine a fraction smaller than these, and that was so that you could use a 6x6 scrapbook pad. But to use these, all you have to do is just trim a little bit off the edge if you wanted to use my mini slimline. So you've kind of got mountains, hills, water, whichever combination you want, and then the trees are half pieces which go to the edge of your scenery, so that you're kind of like framing it. You'd have a tree either side if you wanted to, and it can be forest, it can be fairy, it can be part of a Christmas tree if you're getting your snow and stuff out, which is why you've got a sun, you've got a moon, and you've also got a Bethlehem star, so that you can make your Christmas scene with Santa flying in his sleigh with his deers across the sky. And of course you've also got clouds. Got to have clouds because I love them. Right, so that's that one. And looking at that, actually, and I don't know if Jen is watching, but we got the stamps of the snowmen in a sleigh going downhill, and that might be a great stamp to actually go with this set. So I might try to do that as part of one of the samples. So that is that one, and it is 6 inches. And then the biggest height on this one is 2¼ inches. So that is the mini slimline scenery. Right, and last but not least is the tag shaker. This is a gorgeous size. You can actually, whoops, cut that piece on its own and have it as a tag. And you've got the lovely beehive shape up there as well. Should I say honeycomb shape? This piece here is for cutting out your foam, so that you've got something three-dimensional that would go onto there. And then, as I was saying, if you're using larger sequins or beads, you don't have to cut any acetate because they won't fall through the holes. And then of course that would go down onto here. So it's an absolutely gorgeous size. And if you wanted to run them along a slimline or use this piece, just trim off the little hanger if you want to do it to a card rather than as a tag. So I really love that. I mean, this piece just on its own is going to be gorgeous. But if you're using tiny things, obviously you're going to have to use your base die to cut a piece of acetate to stop them falling through the holes. So that is my honeycomb shaker come tag. Right, measurements. Pick it up again. That's 3¼ inches, and it's the same all around. And then with your little hanger piece, it makes it 3½ inches. Right, I'm going to be up with samples tomorrow, and as I said, looking forward to doing that geranium on Friday. So you have an absolutely awesome day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.